All right. This is the fourth video I'm trying to make. I keep having a issue here with this. So let's just see. It's the recording part of Loom I'm having an issue. Let's just see if it works. Okay, so let's get right to it. What I did is I'm going to do an example here. I do have a light mode. Light mode, you can see. I'm not done with it yet, but I'm getting close. And this is all compacted, so I collapsed it all. I can hit expand all and it opens all of the different filters and all the different crazy cool stuff that I've been working on for a long, long time. Um, but it's all centered around my SB pairs. So it's kind of been my thing forever. Let me go to dark mode just because it's easier on my eyes. I'm used to it. So let me show you just a few things. Let me collapse this. I'm going to keep compact mode off or on. That doesn't matter right now. So what I did was I put in, you can see here, 047, 247 was the latest, 569. This is for Minnesota for an example. I went back one day. I did not put the 018 in there. That was the winner. Okay, 018 was the winner. Now, what I like to do is I like to go over here to pick 4 SUG, and what I do is I grab the latest. So what I did is I grabbed the latest here. I did this. I'm doing the last 60. I'm doing different thresholds and stuff. I'm still testing some different things, but the main thing is just I'm just going to talk about this right now. So what these are is like here, like set one is just what you see on pick 3 4 SUG, and all it is 45 box pairs, 45 single box pairs broken up into 3 different groups, 15 different sets. And that includes right here. So a BPY, if a pink, blue, and a yellow are used, it would be set one here, pink, blue, and yellow. It's what is going on over here. Okay, right here's the box form. This is the straight form. I typically only look at box, and that's what you see here. So 2 pink were used, 2 pink and a yellow. Here's a BPY, and it shows you right here. See, blue, pink, yellow was used. Now, I'm not going to go through all of this right now because I really don't want to do like long form videos. I would prefer to do shorter 8 to 15-minute videos, and my absolute preference would be somewhere between that 3 and 6 minute window if I could possibly get to that. But these first few are going to be longer just based on there's so much to go over. This is just an overview and an example of what I've been working on, and then the other ones will be more in depth as to what they are. I got 4 pages and I got a fifth one I'm working on that's kind of like it's a lot. I'm not even near being done. It's a couple weeks before I can say I'm probably done with that one because I'm doing a lot of like crazy stuff with it. And I don't know what I'm doing with all this. If I'm going to build a website, I did start to and I have it started, but I'm just a one-man team. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to that. What I'm thinking about doing maybe live videos on YouTube and looking at states. I don't really know yet, so we'll see where this goes. But I'll show you what I've been doing, and I can always put some different predictions for states and stuff for fun. And but anyway, we're at 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Let's do this. So, like I said, as you can see, set two yellow is out 3 draws. What does that mean? You go to set two, you go to yellow right here. So one of these have not hit in 3 draws. That's a lot of pairs, right? And what we're looking for obviously is the 0 8 because we know hindsight, we know what hit 0 8. But it is a part of that right there. So you can see set two yellow. So I'm not going to get into all this right now. So all I'm going to do is focus on that. So as an example, so we go over to the matrix page. This kind of goes hand in hand with that page. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the gates. I have lots of gates and all this kind of stuff that open up the door to different things. You can do manual, all this cool stuff. So, and I also have this, I think I do. One of them I was having a really big issue with light mode. Everything was being washed out. My gosh, do I not have light mode on this page? I thought I had light mode on this page. Oh, duh. It's a little different, but yeah, light mode. It's a little washed out, but if I turn all these on, not too bad. But I do like dark mode. So anyway, you can turn them all off, turn them all on, and that's a little bright. I might dim that down a little bit. Anyway, so we're doing two yellow. So we click on that, right? It shows you the pairs here. I don't have to have that. I can hide the pairs. I can do all kinds of cool stuff with the toggle switches. I can do pick four, pick five. I can do these gates that open up and doors. It's just pretty cool. Um, but here you go. So example, 118 numbers. Right there is your winner for Minnesota. Ooh, that reminds me of an idea I had yesterday. Anyway, note to myself there. So what we have here is 018. That's the winner, right? Now, I took almost over 100 numbers off just by clicking on that one. Now, just because this threshold set to 3 doesn't mean that this has to hit. I do, and I have seen them out 6, 7, 8, 9. I've seen one out 10 the other day and actually blew my mind, and then it finally hit. But what this does is it shows you, you know, there's 14 extra sets up here, and each one of these hold the 45 box pairs of the single pairs. But I've kind of worked around it so you can look for doubles. So it's pretty cool. More on that later. But so the example is for Minnesota, and as you can see here, we're looking for what are we looking for? We're looking for 018. So now, what else did I do? I'm going to show you what I did here. I went down to the directional one, I think. I got to move this thing here. Probably can't see that. Let me move that. Move this directional. Nope. We're going to go to this one. There you go. Opposite directional. So you see 12, 13, 14 is out 9. That's a good one to go for. And that's right here. So 12, 13, 14. So it's opposite. See, it goes up like this. This is directional. And then this is just vertical. This is the BPY. And then this is the directional. This is the opposite. I'll probably rename those eventually. But you can see here that was out 9 and it's the 12, 13, 14. So what I did is I just jumped over here and I went to this 12, 13, and 14. And you can see the winner is still in there, 018. Okay. Now I didn't have a lot of time. And so what I did was I didn't even play. I was just an example. I was up at a Brandon Lake concert, worship event up in cities. So I didn't really have time to go play, but I had the numbers down to 10, and then I had them down to 5 on my other one, which I'm going to show you in just a second. And you can see here, look at this, in the cross-do scanner, 08 was actually the top one. I didn't even know that. And if I go to fuse, it's also at the top. That's a really good confirmation. And what this does is it fuses all kinds of my pairs together, and it gives you like a bigger outlook, you know? So it's pretty sweet. Um, and then let's just see if it's in here. This is a new thing I did. Not the heat map. I had this on here forever, but the entries. Let me see. Color owner. No, what did I do? There we go. This thing. Let's see. Was there anything in here? I didn't look in here, but there's 08 right there. I'm gonna hide the non-matching pairs because we're looking at ones that are out 12 and 4. Typically, I have it at like 12 and 5. Let me see if I can move this thing again. This thing here is in my way. Let's move this up to 5. Nothing there for 08. Bump that back down to 4. I think it was in there. It was right there. I'm still working on this thing and how I can use this and make it useful. Not everything's going to be useful. You know, you build stuff and a lot of times ideas and inventions that comes from byproduct, you know. But it was in here, which is pretty sweet. I got to keep an eye on this. I've been kind of slacking on that. I noticed that this, you can't see this, but when I move that thing, it kind of, it the thing for recording on Loom has like a bubble around it that you don't see, and it's bigger. And when you try to click on something around it, even if you're not next to it, it'll still not allow you to do that. So anybody who uses Loom, just so you know that, it can drive you nuts. I actually tried to repair the code in this because of that. So I actually started messing stuff up. um, but let me see if I can hide this thing here, and then we can go and look at this. So what we did? What did we do? So 08 was my top one, and I'm being honest, I did actually pick 08 as my top one yesterday for my example. So what I did was I just actually turned off the pairs. Okay, I just messed up. We have to go back to that. All right, so 2, and then we did 12 across there. And then what I did is I went over here and I click on this. I do manual. Again, I got this thing too close. I'm sorry. I got to move this thing away from me. I got to figure out how not to have that thing because it's driving me nuts. We're going to go ahead and turn these pairs off, and we're going to do just 08. And look at that. There's the winner right there, 018. It's actually 2 numbers. And all you had, well, like I say, hindsight, right? Because down here, 08 was due at the top. Now I don't think I looked at this. What did I look at to got? I got 08 from something, and oh, I know what I did. I know what I did. I'm sorry. I did entries, and then I did spins. Trying to show you what I actually used. Yeah, this is what I did. Okay. You see how 08 is blacked out? I said, all right, I don't have time. I'm just kind of messing around here. So 08 is due, but there was a confirmation level as to why I thought 08 would probably be the one. And that's what I'm going to show you in just a second on my other page. And so that's why on this page, I did close this down and pick only 08. And there you go. There's your winner, 018. Now, when I did it, though, I didn't have this chose. So that's why that's why it was 10 numbers. There you go. That's what I had. So 10 numbers, 018. I did not actually go with that 12 opposite. So all I did was that one and 08, and there's your winner. Now my next page is a little different. My next page is all pretty wild. It's a derived pair analyzer, and there's a bunch of phases, lots of cool boards, lots of fun stuff. If I expand all this real quick, I can show you. I actually have 018 in here, so let's just go ahead and remove that 018 and I'm just gonna kind of scroll through it to show you how crazy this is. I expanded all of it, so it's got all this cool, like, I shouldn't do that. Never mind. That's just gonna drive you nuts. But look at this. The top pair was 08. The strongest agreement was 08. So I got different pairs that are due, and I got all these little thresholds. I got all this little kind of fun stuff up here to select. And so 08 was like top dog. And I didn't even do anything else. Now check this out. Even fire, it was a 08 fire. The rating was a 12.25, which is really good because the phase two actually agreed with it. And across the lanes, it was definitely leading, which is great. Now it's even better if you find another part of the pair, like one of the other pairs in there too. But let's see, phase two. I didn't even really get a chance to look at this. Look at that. Yeah, phase two. It was right there. See that pair sum? The pair. When I say pair sum, I'm not talking about like on Lotto-Odds. This is like just the actual sums of the pairs. Pair sums for Lotto-Odds has some different stuff, which I have said I'm going to make a video on some cool things that I was doing. I just have to upgrade or not. I have to upgrade. I mean, I have to resubmit. I have to pay the payment because I've been busy on my own stuff. But I do want to show some cool stuff with his pair sum stuff. So don't get this confused. The pair sums here is just a simple pair sum. So that's all it is. So 17, obviously 89, 8, and so on. So that's all this is. But check this out. Um, where is it here? Phase two digit pressure. That's a little different. Was there digit? Look at this. 0 and 8 we're definitely leading the pack there too, which is pretty cool. I'm not going to get into that stuff there. These are some cool baskets I got, and I actually have some manual select stuff here. You can actually select all this stuff manually if you want to, which is pretty cool. And you can do across the board colors as well, instead of just like you can do one color, which is pretty cool. But anyway, that's not working again because I'm too close to that stupid thing up there. Let's just go back down. And you can see this. Look, there's that set two. Remember set two, yellow was due? And I can click on that and look at just that one. And that was definitely leading the pack. And if I go down and look at my little detail report, 08 was on fire. And in my mini scanner, it's down here, which is kind of surprising. I thought that'd be a little higher up there. But it's, for some reason, it's down here. This must be, these have a little bit more push right now. But anyway, I'm not going to get into all this. I'm sorry, I'm kind of giving you a little bit of a teaser as to what this is. But so anyway, what you just see now, I didn't do anything. None of this stuff here affects anything other than right phase three. This is the output boards. And if I go in here and start messing with this stuff, now this is actually going to cause, see, this is off right now, and this is off. So there's none of this stuff is used. So all those filters up above you just seen, none of these are used, okay? So let me show you. Check this out. If you go down to the auto, it's, what is it? 1 second, please. 1 second, please. Right here. So like auto generating the what's base without me doing anything, right? And look at that. Where is it? Right there, 018, top five. It was in the top five, and I didn't even add any of my filters or anything. All I did was go up to the top, and I got this cool jump to thing here. Right here, you can go, um, you can jump to the top, but I have this stupid thing in the way again. So let me see if I can move this away. I gotta get rid of that. The next video, I promise you, I will not be dragging that stupid thing around with me anymore. I can hit the top button right there, and it brings me up to the top. And then this is a floating bar, so when I go down, it comes with me, so I can quickly jump to sections. So it's called the auto. It's just auto built box candidates. So yeah, like I said, each section needs its own video. But I just want to show, look at that, top five. I didn't even do nothing. I didn't even come in here and add any of the cool little, like, hey, do this, do that. And then I can come down here and I can select the scoring based on my SP pairs. I can base it off of that CMS, which is this right here, my little cross mini scanner. Lots of cool stuff. So this video is truly just a little like, hey, check this out, cool stuff I'm building. Now, this one I actually have a light mode as well, I think. There was one page I could not do a light mode. I do have a light mode. And this one turned out pretty good. Eh, it could use a little bit of work, but it's just so much easier on my eyes to just look at that darker mode. I really like this one. But I'm gonna definitely work on the lighter mode because, if I ever do make a website, which I was thinking about building and I actually started to build it and I have it started, but I'm a one-man team. I don't know where I'm going. I might just do live videos for now or something like that on YouTube, or look at different states for people or something. I'm not sure, but I put a lot of time into this, months and months, working on this. And I like I said, 17 minutes right now, but I'm gonna try to keep this. The next few videos would be little longer, but then after that, I'm gonna try to really focus on my videos and make them short and do little sections and stuff. But yeah, that's what happened, man. I had that down low. Man, I have so many cool things I want to show you, but yeah, I had that down really low. 2 numbers, 10 numbers, and 5 numbers. And then my next page here, this page is this is a graphs page, like flow page. This is pretty sick. So I don't know if I have the right numbers in there or not because I got to move this stupid thing again. All right, let's just move that way over here once. All right. Yep, there you go. I did not put 018 in there. You see that? So we're looking for 018. I'm not going to get into this page right now, but this is like a graph page, and I can do like all kinds of cool like little settings and stuff. I can do 3 draws out, 5 draws out, or it uses like 5 draws, and then you can do like you can do actual positional stuff like that. Pretty sick. It looks like kind of like DNA, or like a periodic table. That's what I was trying to kind of go for with this new section here that I'm building, which is pretty cool. I didn't know that one had only this many. It should have more than that. Oh, I think it's because I have it on full mode view. I've been working on it in code view, and so I have 30 on here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to fill this out because I think you can actually see stuff with the colors as well because you can actually jump back and forth between A, B, AC. Now, this high and low even odd is not based on your typical high, low, and even odd. This is deep, man. I'm telling you, this is really deep stuff. This is based on my SB pairs, my patterns. Low is 1 through 8, high is 9 through 15. So this is crazy. And so is this. This right here is all based on my SB pairs. And then this is actually based on the pair sums of the actual digits, So it's pretty cool. Um, and this down here is like the patterns that I created, like these cool patterns. One hits all the time. It's pretty cool. And but then so on this page, you can look at these different graphs. And I got this other one down here I built. This one here I'm still working on, but this one looks promising because right now I got a 5 draws. Let me go to 1 draw. 1 draw. This can show you some stuff. Let me show you this. So let's do high low A, B, A, C, and what you look for a lot of times is you look for a mixed or a clean. So like a mixed group, you know? So like if you go back over to pick 3, 4 like this, look at 2 lows, 2 odds, 2 lows, 2 odds, 2 lows, 2 odds, right? Or look at all these odds, right? You think it's going to be maybe an even odd or an odd even, right? So a mixed, that's what I'm talking about. And so it gives you like that information. So let's see, right here it shows me on this one here, most dew clean state is low high. It's out 12. Mixed pressure, low high is fire. Okay, this is what I really am more interested in because now you're breaking down to just one of these, which is cool, but I mean, you know, it could be a while. This one here though, this is showing you SB pairs high, low, mixed. So a high low or a low high is warm. It's only out one and it's already a warm. That's how often these things hit. But I do have to set thresholds and I have a custom now. I have a, where'd it go? Nah, that's on the other page. That's on the different page. I didn't show you yet. So, um, but yeah, you can go through each one of these and this kind of shows you globally what's going on and you can check this out here. I want to break down a video on every section so I'm not jumping around, but right now I'm just jumping around just to show you what's going on. Kind of have some fun with this. This is what I wanted to show you. So I have a custom, I have a soft and hard. What these are is like, yeah, I'm gonna let the scoring come from the lane reading stuff, but it's gonna be like I'm not too certain on it. This one I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty certain. And then if I really like something, I can do custom. Now the custom is sick because this one here, you can really set this up so that the scoring down here in the third phase, manual boost seed scoring, I can do all these different cool little seeds and scoring effects. And I got the specs right here. And see, check this out. I got the LFR boost. And if I really like something, like if I really think there's going to be a mix over here, then I can come over here and say, hey, do this. Give this a better boost. I want this even higher boost. And I can customize my boost. And I might do the same thing with my SB pairs when they're highlighted. And I have like right here in the manual basket. If I go in here and I say, you know what? I'm gonna do exact color, and I think it's gonna be 7, 8, and 12. Like I think all three of those are gonna hit. Let's say this is out 4, 3, and 5, right? Like yeah, they're all gonna hit. Then what you come down and you can actually like minimum support groups and stuff, all from your different pairs. Man, it gets so crazy. That's why I gotta have a video for each section because I know it's just confusing. But I'm just kind of having fun showing you what I've been working on. I haven't really talked to many people about this, so. But I do think that's a great idea to build a custom built phase 3 boost. You know, right now I have the boost right now for like my where is it? Right here for my highlighted only. And it will take all those baskets and it will use them as as one big pool instead of just having all the pairs. And so it looks across all of the different groups of my SB pairs. Anyway, man, I gotta go, but more video. The next video will be definitely really geared to one section of probably this of my first page, just to really go over each section. And then this one is pretty simple. It goes hand in hand with the other one. Like, look, if you think it's gonna be BPY, um, I gotta turn this all on though. 39. There's 39 numbers of the BPY, right? Now, this is what's cool with pick 5, because look, boom, 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 right? You can do this. There's so often, okay, I'm not even talking right now about that because I'm already 24 minutes. I want to keep this under 25. So more videos later, very detailed. And I'll do some predictions and stuff for fun. Can't guarantee nothing, but yeah, I got to write down some ideas I had. So, all right, I hope that some of that made some sense what I'm doing. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm looking at pairs and I'm creating all kinds of fun little ways to break the pairs down in some matrix modes and some cool graphs and fun, DNA style, you know, trying to really look at stuff differently, you know, not just looking at the basic high, lows, and even odds. And, I can go overboard. I do that often, but I have fun with it and I get the numbers crazy low sometimes. And to be honest with you, I have a, I have an idea that could be pretty cool with this page because I wonder how often in phase three the winner's in here without me doing anything. That's the cool part. So I'm gonna see how often is it in the top 10 or top 20. Do a. I'm gonna actually set an alert for that right now and just kind of test that. So anyway, had Minnesota down to 10 numbers and then 5 numbers on my main page and then 2 if I would have did the opposite here of the 12, 13, 14, which is pretty cool. And then you can do the actual buckets too. Man, I did too much. All right, have a good day.